Chapter 3. Hercules runs up into the cold mountains. Suddenly, he looks up and sees a huge wild boar on a rock near him. Hercules stops and thinks for a minute. Then he chases the wild boar up into the snow at the top of the mountain. The wild boar has little legs and it can't run very easily through the snow. Hercules catches the wild boar. He puts it on his back and walks down the mountain. Soon Hercules arrives at the palace. King Eurystheus looks at the huge wild boar on Hercules' back and gets quickly into his jar again.
Take it away,
he cries. Hercules comes back not long after without the wild boar.
For your next task, you need to visit King Augeas. He has some interesting work for you,
says Eurystheus.
He has hundreds of bulls, and nobody cleans their dirty stables. You must clean them all in one day.
Hercules meets King Augeas at the stables, and he tells the king about his task.
But nobody can clean those dirty stables in one day,
laughs the king.
Look at them.
Hercules looks through the door of the stables, and he doesn't feel very happy.
They're very dirty, it's true,
he says. Just then, on a hill behind the stables, Hercules sees a river with big rocks next to it. He walks up to the river and sits down on one of the rocks.
I need to think carefully about this,
he says to Augeas. The next morning, Hercules gets up early. First, he takes the bulls out of the stable and away up the hill. After that, he makes a big hole in the wall at one end of the stables, and he makes a second hole in the wall at the other end of the stables. He then takes the rocks from next to the river and puts them into the water one by one. Hercules works all morning.
What are you doing?
Asks King Augeas.
Wait and see,
says Hercules. Hercules is slowly making a big wall of rocks across the river. When he finishes the wall, the water in the river has nowhere to go. After some time, the water suddenly comes out of the river and it runs down the hill to the stables. The water then goes quickly through the dirty stables and it cleans them beautifully. That evening, Hercules takes all the rocks out of the river and the water doesn't go down the hill through the stables anymore. He then takes some small rocks and closes the two big holes in the stable walls before the bulls come back in for the night. When King Augeas sees the clean stables, he is very happy.
Please stay and eat at my palace tonight,
he says. The next morning, Hercules arrives back at Eurystheus' palace with a big smile on his face.
I don't want to hear about the stables,
says Eurystheus angrily. He doesn't get into his jar this time.
Now, for task number 6, You must go to Lake Stymphalus. There are some big birds there, and they are killing all the cows. You must stop them.